Friends, let's take a look at Chainlink together. Is it a good buying opportunity? Well, it may well be a good buying opportunity. Could even turn out to be the best buying opportunity of the year. Oh my goodness, is that true? Well, actually, it could be, but of course as well, we need to be aware of how to manage our risks so that we can stay in the game and make big monies and all this sort of crap. I'll roll the intro clips, then I'll tell you all the magic sauce. Brilliant, right? This is filmed during a live stream. My live streams are live, they're interactive and all that. You can come along and ask me questions and I'll check out anything you like. This particular one was requested by a guy called Sad Higeki. So, great, nice one. Chainlink, a coin that we love looking at on the channel as well, of course. Right, sound. So, we've got a few lows in here, and these lows are giving us the old triply bottoms and everything else, hoping to see the prices turn around. But we have to admit as well that this is obviously extremely bearish, and that if we were to take out the $16 area, then we could very easily go down towards $13, $14. Very, very easily take out $13.50. And then I'm looking immediately down towards $10, which is a big, big, big chunk off in percentages. And then afterwards, well, actually, it's quite a horrifying story, and we could even see prices going all the way down to $4, etc. on Chainlink if the bearishness were to really settle in. So what we're hoping to see therefore is a turnaround. Looking at these lows, do we have anything that's just potentially exciting? Well, before we take a look at the positive case, I'll just wrap up the negative scenario for where we are right now by pointing out that the RSI came so high, right? While the prices did not come any higher than the previous high. Therefore, what do you have when that high is higher than the subsequent high, whereas and you're during a downward trend? What's that called? That is called hidden bearish divergence, of course. And it shows you that, of course, that despite all the strength pushing us up there, that it didn't take out the prior high, and of course that's quite a bearish thing. Great, covered off most of the bearishness for now, and that's cool because now we can talk about the positive case thing. Looking between these last couple lows just in here, low followed by lower low, we can see that of course across the board here in these indicators that we've got just tons of the old bullish divergence, just all the way here, like great, all the way along the way here, bullish divergence, great, all the way along the way here, bullish divergence. So looking good in terms of all these lows have been bullishly divergent. At some point something will turn out and go well for us, and of course as well you can extend this out the way and say that this whole thing is a wedge and this could break and blah blah blah, and the wedge and the movement that you get off of it is obviously quite high. Now I'm not going to start calling this a wedge, because if I were to call it anything, I'd probably be more inclined to call it, actually, to be perfectly frank with you, descending triangle, and of course that is a statistically more bearish outcome. So what we need to see, likelihood thing, so what we need to see is the price is taking out $22. We need to see the price taking out $22, a phrase that you'll hear again and again, for instance here with the RSI putting in this hidden bearish divergence. How are we going to avoid that? Well, a really good way of avoiding that would be to see the price is taking out $22. So you can start to get positive really on things above 20 for that next 10%, a little bit judicious perhaps on your trading at 22%. I'm not a financial advisor, none of this is financial advice, but me personally, I'd be looking at it and thinking, well, I'd be liable to take profit there if we were to push up another 10% from 20 up towards 22, because that's where our previous high was, and we've been so far unable to take out any of our previous highs, as demonstrated by that downward trend line. Right, cool, nice one. But then beyond that, boys, it gets good, and you can start to look at things like, how about this for a measured move? Pop this over here, push us up towards $40. Obviously, along the way, the big targets are going to be $33, $30, etc. See this one here at $26. Don't overlook it, it's a big one. And we're going to mark this out as saying that if we do get a positive resolution in these zones, that you've got these two kind of diminishing returns areas of risk and reward. In this zone here, that would obviously be your fake out. That would kick you up to around about 60% of that measured move. And then of course that second zone afterwards would be, of course, where the diminishing chance of profit comes in at. Anybody who's then as well as trading up to that event and doesn't look at the round number of 40 and realize where it is going to obviously be cutting themselves short in terms of just simple low-hanging fruit technical analysis. So that's where we have it. Moving down beyond that zone, very much a scary thing to be contemplating. That already kicks in again at around about $15-16. At the minute, we are pushing up the way. We're coming in towards matching off our other high. If we're actually able to take it out, then jolly good. Job's a good one. It's a pretty good buy at this price point, and it should hopefully continue on up the way. Things are actually set up for it in terms of that momentum. It's way too early doors to say that actually is hidden bearish divergence. It's not confirmed. You need to have a local high come in first, and that's why, if we were to take out our previous our previous lows along the way here, so to speak, or the lower candles. This is a 4-hour time frame. Taking out sort of $17, pushes the price down another couple of bucks, most likely. But then if where we are right now, very, very good. And did we actually just during the period of filming this? How long have we got left on this? 3 hours 59 minutes, and this came up as high as there you go. Look, right, I'm not going to remake this episode because FFS, and literally it's during a live episode and all the rest of it. You can see that just finished ever so slightly higher than the previous one. Therefore, we don't actually that's not actually hidden bearish divergence on this timeline as it stands. That's pretty good. But what this obviously means is that we can see something coming in here. My next best buy area is going to be whatever happens to be the next higher low overall. Now I'm less concerned about taking out that 17 price point, given that we've closed up higher. That's how divergence would work. My overall target still remains up 20, then $22, etc., etc. At the minute, if I was to look for a better buy price, I'd be hoping to get in at around about 17 and avoid coming in for another low or another what was obvious at the end, what was something that would represent a higher low, and that could happen at any point along the way here. If you're not already in it at the minute, then I'm not telling you to rush into it. You can see that's turning red at the moment. There's probably a discount to be had at some point along the way, but just going to get on with this and publish this video now. Right, yeah, wait a minute. Bigger stuff, bigger broad term stuff. How about something broad term? I don't know. Let's just jump up to the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame, right? Weekly time frame. This is hidden bullish divergence. We never take out any of our previous lows. If we were to come down and crash down the way, then $10 would be where you're looking for to see if this actually kind of can pan out in terms of the with price action matching along with what we're seeing with the RSI, or indeed down towards $4 if you really want to see that happen, which is what I was talking about earlier on. So far, everything looking pretty good. Overall upward trend very much still intact. Hidden bullish divergence up the wazoo. Should we actually see things turning around? But we'd obviously need to look towards, and the weekly time frame makes it really obvious, being up above $33 is where you start to say that that's actually a possibility. Right now, as it stands, with brown trousers until it isn't. Thanks for tuning in. How long is that actually as well, just before I end it? Gosh, I really need to hit the end recording button. What's going on here? How long is that? How long is it? How long? Did I even hit record? 7 minutes. Fine. Great. Cool.